mic. I think Dwyer would like that also. It can be like a mic.
Here, attach it to the tin of this pee.
You can too. Yes, Furby, that's awesome. So good. We got our mic here.
It's bring your own ball for club championships, guys.
You're not in the finals yet. You got to bring your own ball.
It's only in the finals you get a fresh ball.
Are you checking the screen to see if they're talking?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
You guys on the stream?
Guys, we're live.
We're live? Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're live.
We're good.
Just put it on.
All right, we're in
Well,
warm-ups here.
warm-ups, and while we were waiting for the combatants to get out on the court, we were talking. There was a comment from one of the patrons in the crowd. I wish we had French fries with our OMJ smash burgers.
That's right, Ryder. We wish we had French fries.
And
I've heard that on multiple occasions, actually.
And if you think back to week 1 of OMJ, I know that's a long time ago. You are, Dan. Dan Pronovo will be reffing this match. Week one and week 2, there were in fact French fries. The commentaries from Jay Ridgway was too oily, too crispy, hard to control the oil temperature, that type of stuff. And you know what? I think a lot of us wish he gave it a better chance.
Too oily and too crispy. So I wonder, is that a function of the equipment, or is that a function of the chef? Because I agree with Ryder. I would like to have seen a better effort
A
there.
college try on fries.
Yeah,
Better French fries.
Yeah.
I think they would be very well received.
The patrons of the club were ready to accept French fries with open arms, and
It's like the reffing around here. It's not the ref we wanted, but it's the ref we get.
it is. And we were saying, you know, that steel mixing bowl that we all took the samples from in week 1, if that bowl could talk, right? If it could tell the stories from this year 1 of OMJ Foods at the KWRC, boy would it have some tales.
It would have some tales. I mean, could you imagine some of the... I mean, we're on commentary tonight, and it's a fantastic evening, but could you imagine the commentary from Jay Ridgway in that kitchen if you were that mixing bowl?
So I didn't want to tip my hand too early, but I plan to bring Jay out here and do a guest interview during this A-double semifinal.
What do you think of week 1 from week 1 to week 17 here?
It's come a long way. There's talks of a food truck, permanent staff, that type of thing for year 2.
I mean, certainly the OMJ experience has been something I think everyone's enjoyed. He's added a lot to the club. His passion for squash is
It's unsquashable. Unsquashable.
Exactly. I don't have words for it.
I'd have words for those French fries right now, though.
I would agree that if one thing is missing from OMJ Food Services or whatever it's called, it's fries. And if he could do a good French fries, I know his mashed potatoes are okay, but they're not fluffy enough for my taste. But
a little lumpy too. And think of the franchise opportunities for him if he came up with a good fry. And now in the crowd, actually, I'm going to halt the broadcast. Rob Cooley has just joined us after his match. Robert, will you be reffing the next match?
I will be, and there might be a little bit of tension here. Steve and Jeff go back 30, 40 years probably.
I think the crowd wants to know, who are you going to get as line judges? Are you going to assign them first game?
You know,
I don't know if you were here last week, but there were several incidents involving the fellow out there in green that line judges were requested for.
Okay. Yeah, we'll need to get some line judges here. Yeah.
It's just hard for us to do it while we're doing colored commentary here.
you know, I think Sam and Rob Cooley, four times. Sorry, my mistake.
That was
4-time
intentional.
club champ. Legend, established himself as what would you call it, maybe a, what do they call those teams in
Dynasties.
Dynasties,
I'll take
for sure.
I'll be humble. You know, had a few lucky years, to be honest. I think Daniel, the year that I played, the last year that I played him, deserved to win. He was the better player. I just had a good day and outlasted him, even though he was.
That's the sign of a
10,
champion.
15 years to my junior.
Yeah.
I didn't have it this year though. Those guys are just a bit sharper than me right now. So
Every dog has its day. I know people that have that saying. If you were a betting man here, Rob, how could you see this match developing? We've got Nick Trail on a questionable out-of-town membership. Word is that Jeff Deverill has been transferring Padel money to pay for Nick Trail's membership fee. Now, I don't want to start rumors, but that's just what I've heard.
Yeah.
Where's the court? Where's the money?
And there's no court, and Nick Trail's playing in Club C's, so you tell me, where's the money?
Yeah, that's a good point, Sam. I'm just getting the. So I can use this iPad?
Yep. You can use that to score. I'll just do the screen score, but you do the actual rep.
I will
Are you
say,
gonna be a line judge?
if we happen to play Jeff and Trail in the final, then I will review. I'll go to appeal whether he's actually a legitimate member or not.
We'll be looking for an audit of the mortgage trail. I think that's the Ponzi name.
I think it's only fair that you need to be a full-time member to compete. So.
Yeah. So we've got a staff member and a non-member here playing in our A semifinal.
Right. So there's just for those people who are trying to follow along here in case it's a little bit tricky. We've outlined the reffing protocol here for tonight, and Cooley has decided that there will be line judges.
Which I think is the right call, but it now begs the question: who are they?
Who are they?
And
how many line calls for the betting folks out there tonight? Because we know there are a lot of them out there. Dwyer, are you listening? How many line judge calls in the match tonight
Are going to be necessary.
Yeah, send us your over/under in the comments, and we'll get some those text replies coming in here and communicate that online. So,
let's talk about the warm up here. I noticed that Steve Millard went with the green shirt, and now we see Nick Trail with the all whites and the blue headband. Do you think there's any significance in the blue headband here tonight?
I mean, he does reside in Toronto, so there is that. I wouldn't put it, you know.
Are you suggesting some political undertones to the outfit?
Oh. But no, I'm saying he could be a Leafs fan. I mean, he's from Toronto. I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about.
Wow, that makes a lot more sense.
But you know, if it's blue versus red, you know.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know.
Well, I think his partner's going to be seeing red if this warm-up carries into the game, because I've seen more tins than the entire Wizard of Oz in this 3 minutes.
Let's hope it's just them dialing in their kill shots here. But yeah.
There it is. Now you see him starting to get into the meat. I call this the meat of the warm-up. Now the players are really focusing on those corners. You'll see every show. I wasn't going to say it, Rob, but I think they're abusing the warm-up time as well. The Jeffery strikes a final ball into the tin. He's up there.
Martella and Dan Deverill are going to be our line judges.
Well, do they know they're getting all that? Okay, this is interesting. Who's the right line? Rob, who's the right line judge for tonight?
So we have Corey Martella and Brad Jones.
Brad Jones on the right. Okay. Just so the betting folks know at home for the odds. We have Brad Jones on the right wall line judge and Corey Martella left wall line judge. The racket spin is in. I see Pete Olijnyk picking it up and spinning it again in his hand to go in his favor. Let's hear how.
Rob's going to announce here. Here we are. Here.
Looks like it is Nick Trail to serve.
Now, I see a wristband on Nick Trail's right arm. I don't know if that's covering up an injury, anything like that.
Jeff Deverill, Nick Trail,
it could just be for sweat.
And Peter Olijnyk. Nick to serve, Laval.
Okay, guys, and we're going to get this underway.
The action's underway.
The first ball is in. beautiful from Steve Millard. You know, if there's one thing Steve likes, it's a cold ball. I've learned that over the years. He loves a cold ball, and I didn't want to mention it, but I felt the air conditioning come on in this court right before game time.
Yeah.
Any coincidence that Brad
with
Jones?
access to the board, and Millard does have the favor here.
Do we wonder, is it an official squash rule to have pockets in your shorts? Can you hide a ball in there?
You could hide a lot of things in those pockets. You're talking about Steve Millard's
Yes.
black pocket shorts? I saw those too. Made me wonder.
Just swap out a cold ball here and there in the route when they serve.
That's an interesting play there. Millard did not call for the let. It leads me to think this is going to be a rock'em sock'em game like some of the fans anticipated.
I hope so. I hope we go 5 games here. Obviously, let's get a little intro here to the players. For those watching online.
Okay.
In the black, serving right now, Steve Millard, a veteran and a legend.
Red headband, potential Montreal Canadiens or Ottawa Senators undertones.
Exactly. It's that little subtle poke at the boys in white. But we've got his partner, Pete Olijnyk, also a legend. Both of them, I believe, both of them being former presidents of the club.
That's right, and then that's what made me question the temperature in here tonight.
Right. And their opponents tonight, walking in the service box right now, Nick Trail from Toronto, apparently a social member.
Alleged social member, we should say.
We don't see much of him, except in these high-profile events, but nevertheless, a great doubles player. And his partner, Jeff Deverill, who obviously needs no introduction. He's the, I don't know what the word is to describe him, but grandfather might be the wrong word right now, but sometime in the future. But he is certainly the GOAT, I guess, maybe some might say.
I think a little bit of, you don't even want to say it, but could there be a little bit of nerves creeping in early in this game? Because
they're just figuring it out.
I have seen more tins in this first game than the entire warm-up, and I thought I saw a lot in the warm-up.
Wow, what a...
Yeah, I mean, it's, is there a sorry, not sorry on that?
I didn't hear
There was
him.
a raised racket.
I didn't hear him apologize. I think he just raised his racket to his playing partner.
Very
there.
disrespectful.
So 6-4 here, 6-4. Feeling things out. Do we have predictions on the match tonight, guys?
Well, I think
We already started the interaction with
the more important predictions here is that a cotton shirt that one Jeff Deverill is wearing.
it's not gonna make it.
I can see.
Jeff Deverill and Millard are wearing cotton shirts, but
I noticed Millard's is dark, but Jeff Deverill in a white cotton T-shirt. I mean, you haven't seen this type of display. I can't remember it since the glory days. Now deep.
wow, that's a great.
Oh my
get.
God, that's a hell of a get.
Wow. We're just gonna reset.
And
here
you
on
notice the savvy move there to move into the ball as it's coming towards you instead of clearing.
Yeah.
That's the type
That's
of thing.
experience.
I think that just takes decades of boots on the ground experience.
Boots on the ground.
Classic reverse.
Wow, classic. We had him out here last week in the semifinal, and that was Cyrus Tegazada, and he's known for that shot, which is a tight reverse from the back corner. Do you think Nick Trail maybe tuned in on that match and picked up that shot from him?
No, I don't. I think Nick is a young superstar, up and coming. He's what they say, a junior squash player, becoming a man. think he's developed a great game.
You're starting to see things get honed in on this left wall, aren't you?
Here we go. Starting to get some patrons entering back in here for this game that's just getting underway here. 6-8, and starting to get into the midway point here. I think guys are feeling each other out, and I think the advantage would be going towards Deverill and Trail, but it's a close match, and we're going to see.
You've seen Millard try to keep this ball as cold as he can to float that little reverse in there, and it's the first one he's missed. We'll see if the pace picks up a bit here. I think he's used up the cold ball trick. Now we might see a little more pace from the left side.
Well, it takes Millard a full game to warm up. So we'll see how it goes. Playing the lefty on the inside.
No, you see some up the middle play there. That's a trait of this high level squash. Wow.
A lot of pressure here.
That was a great
A lot
one.
of pressure from Trail and
See how high in the court Millard's playing there? Could that be a strategy there to just block the power of the young Nick Trail and use it against him? Try and harness him?
I think they're going to need to do some here. Wow.
I mean, when I was a kid going to bed early, I didn't even get tucked in that tight. That was ridiculous, that little reverse from Jeff Deverill. And you also have to wonder if his kids might be tuning in for this live stream. The prodigious young Dylan and Daniel Deverill. Do you think they'd be watching their dad? Guys, if you're out there, give us a little heads up on the broadcast.
Can we get a like over here, Dylan, Daniel? Maybe tag us. That's a great length there.
We just had a comment from the crowd here how good the lobs are. Jeff Deverill's the original nickname went back to the days of Dustin Plew, and his nickname was the Lobster, and Jeff Deverill has taken that nickname from him.
It's going to take more than that.
13-7 here, 14-7.
13-7. So it's
Well, we've got an issue though. We've got 14-7 on one scoreboard, 10-7 on the iPad. This is ripe for conflict right now. If the players knew what was going on right now, I assure you, Steve Millard would be up in arms.
Up and out, so that's for sure. Hand on the hip.
I can see
I'm not
that.
sure. Yeah. So for the viewers out there, sorry.
Oh, we had a dead iPad.
I think we've got a dead iPad.
Oh my God, and we're back to manual. We have paper scoring here, guys. Jeff off the back wall.
Nick Trail just eating everything up at the front. Quick hands.
Now, so Jeff called that ball down. Do you think that's posturing for future calls there? I mean, 14-9, it's a pretty meaningless call. Do you think he's trying to get some goodwill with the referee here?
13-8. Score has changed. The score has changed, folks. Was that enough? We got it.
All right, so now we have something to talk about. Our first controversial call of the game.
All right.
I do believe Millard was beat, and he was missing by a mile.
The way I saw it was
But I think we'll
Jeff.
use it as fuel.
Jeff hung into block just long enough. Tried to shuffle out of the way, and you know how Jeff's lateral movement is. It's been a problem for decades. He tried to shuffle out at the last second. I would have awarded the let. I think we know who Rob truly wants to see in the final of this A draw.
I think is
didn't take
that a bit of a question here? Cooley is reffing, and he's the
A
one.
little bit of a conflict of interest.
little bit of. I think that conflict should be reported to the board.
Yeah.
And what's the old saying? You can't change the spots on a zebra. Is that the saying? I think so.
Something like that.
410. Yeah, left side. Coming in 11-4. Classic Millard. Coming in. 6-1. Casual. 6-13. Oh,